So just wanted to do a quick video reminder for you guys to help you manage your thoughts right now. So much of what's going on is mindset related. Our thoughts are making or breaking most of us. And I want you to think about how we evolved, which is, needing to survive. So when there was something dangerous happening, our brain wanted to be well aware of that and wanted to put it at the forefront, make it okay, top priority is surviving. So if there's this, cheetah around the corner, I need to be aware of that and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. We did not evolve with this constant stream of danger around the corner. But if you turn on the news, if you scroll your feed, you are feeling like you're in constant danger, right? And this is just seeping into our thoughts. So I want to remind you that just like this is an opportunity to focus more on your health and things like that, it's also an opportunity to focus on strengthening your mindset and your mental health. So the first thing is to limit how much exposure you're getting to that fear. So the news isn't making anybody feel better right now. Social media feeds aren't making anybody feel any better right now. You can limit your exposure to those things. And I'm not saying be totally ignorant or stick your head in the sand or be unprepared or, pretend it's not happening, but really take control over what you're consuming, how often, and why. And a good kind of rule of thumb is to take in equal parts positive stuff as negative. So if you are going to scroll your feed for 45 minutes or you're going to watch the news for 30 minutes, do an equal amount of other stuff that's going to be more positive, something that's going to help balance out, oh, there is still happiness, there's still positivity, there's still good things happening in the world, or, watching something, either personal development or just comedy or something like that to help balance out, the thinking. Another thing is to separate your thoughts from the facts. A lot of what's happening right now is that we are dwelling on these what ifs that haven't even happened yet and may not happen, period. So for example, the news says there have been X number of confirmed cases. That's a fact. But then they say something like, and it's expected to increase tenfold or, something like that. That is not a fact. That is a what if. And, a lot of us are dwelling on these negative what ifs. You hear that thing and you decide that it's true, and then you start projecting, I'm going to get it, my family's going to get it, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, whatever sort of negative spiral you go in, it typically starts dredging up old default behaviors, old limiting beliefs that you have about whatever thing, whether it's, a scarcity mindset about money or about health or about, your job or anything like that. It tends to bring up these old kind of recurring thoughts that you may have, previously squashed, and now they're coming to the surface again. So really think about what is a thought versus what is a fact. Most of what's in our head right now is thoughts. So write down, do a brain dump, everything that's in your brain right now, and figure out which are the circumstances, which are neutral and provable things. If it is not both neutral and provable, then it is a thought, and you can manage your thoughts. So another reminder is to not look to other people to decide how you feel. You get to decide how you feel about it. So the news does a really good job at telling you how to feel. Oh, I should be very concerned about this. Oh, I should be scared, whatever. Take a step back and ask yourself, based on the facts, not my thoughts, based on the facts, how do I want to feel right now? Do I want to focus on the fact that at this very moment, I'm fine. I'm at home, I have clean clothes, I have warmth, I have hopefully, most likely, my family, I have food, I have running water, I have internet, I'm healthy. You can choose to focus on those things instead of this alarmist future. It's okay to feel, it's okay to have feelings and explore them and all, go down that road, but you get to decide what you want to think on purpose. And managing your mind needs to be a top priority right now. So think about when you're actually, what are these thoughts? So when you get those down on paper, how many of them are projections like into the future? Like, in 6 months, this is what I'm fearing. I'm going to be out on the street, or a year from now, I'm, whatever you think it's going to be. Most of what you're focusing on is in the future, not the present. So if you're going to be thinking about the future, then do it intentionally. If you're going to create stories in this vision, like make them what you want. Think, okay, in 6 months, I am going to be in the best shape of my life. I am going to have worked really hard to overcome my emotional eating, my stress eating, to stay active despite all of these obstacles, to manage my mindset and to overcome my thoughts in a way that I've never done before, and that is going to serve me for forever. You get to decide what your future looks like, and you're going to be a lot better off if you are picturing a future like that than one where you're picturing scary things. When we think about obstacles, we tend to, focus on like, oh, this is going to be so hard. When really, each one is an opportunity for growth, strength, and getting better at your mental work. You really, truly can be, and I believe this about every single one of you, you can be the absolute best version of yourself no matter what is going on. You have all the tools that you need to grow. You have me to help coach you through this, to help you work on your thoughts, to help you make sure that you have a plan, that you have a strategy just like you do in a normal week for, kind of what the new normal is. So how can you stay positive and focused on abundance even when things are hard? Because keeping your head straight and managing your thoughts is the absolute most important thing that you can do right now. How can you be stronger by the end of this? How can you be better by the end of this? How can you come out the other side of this feeling proud of yourself and feeling like there may have been a lot of really bad things that happened in the world, but for me personally, I took ownership over what I could, and I managed my mind. I did the things that I needed to do in order to stay happy, healthy, confident, etc. So it's a really good time to journal on sort of what's going on in the world versus what's going on in your brain. So do that. Consider that your assignment. Write down every emotion that you're having and just see it for what it is. Why are you having those feelings? What thoughts have led to those feelings? And then decide how you want to think and feel instead. Something we'll talk about on our monthly goal setting call is how much, even more important it is now to set 30-day goals, because when we don't know how long this is lasting, it can feel really mundane and really like I'm just kind of limping along, like hoping that this, goes back to normal soon, and fall into kind of that funk where you're like, whatever, I don't have to put on pants, I don't really care, it doesn't matter. It does. Everything that you do right now does matter. So start thinking about what your goals are going to be for the next, week, 2 weeks, 30 days, so that you actually feel like you're making some progress, some tangible progress at these things. Most of you already have the CTFAR worksheet in your portals, but I'm going to upload it again just so I know that everybody has it. That's going to be really helpful at walking you through the mindset exercise that's going to help right now, which is to take your neutral circumstance. For example, I'm working from home right now. Write down the thought you have about that thing, because the circumstance, until you assign a thought to it, just is. It's not one way or the other. You've decided that's either a good thing or a bad thing. That, when you've decided working from home, I can't get anything done, then you have this feeling of defeat, of negativity, etc. And then as a result of feeling that way, you take actions that are aligned with that. So you feel like, I'm only going to make half an effort because my kid's going to interrupt anyway, so why does it matter? And I'm probably going to lose my job anyway, so who cares? You start going this downward spiral, and then as a result, you take half-ass actions. You don't do a good job at your job, or you've decided, the kids are never going to learn if I teach them anyway, so I'm not going to bother. And then they don't learn because you're not trying. So go write it out, write your thoughts out as they are right now, and then go back up to the top, same neutral circumstance, and decide on a different thought that you want to have, you're choosing to have. So I am prepared for this challenge. When you say that, what does it make you feel? Empowered, confident, hopeful. When you feel that way, what do? You're probably more open to experimenting, to making an effort, to trying different things, to being less frustrated when, when things happen unexpectedly, or and as a result, you get a better outcome. If you continue trying different things, if you're staying positive, if you're staying lighthearted, if you're being more agreeable to be around, your kids are more likely to learn from you, or you're going to do a better job at work, etc. So whatever the circumstance is. So that's a really good way to map out what your thoughts are and just how much they are influencing every single other thing. So you can do it for any or multiple circumstances that you're facing, but really kind of do the brain dump first. Figure out, what are my core thoughts right now? What are the recurring things? Or reverse engineer it. What am I feeling, and why am I feeling that way? What thoughts are causing those feelings? And really see how it plays out in the different scenarios. And then you get to decide, do I want to continue down this negative path where I'm letting myself feel overwhelmed by things that haven't happened yet and might never? Or do I want to choose a different thought where I'm focusing on the positivity, the things that are in my control, the abundance in the world, the things I have to be grateful for, etc. So let me know if you have any questions or if you want help with that. Still, any of you, regardless of your call status, if you want to book a second call, or if you want to book a call this week to just kind of get your head straight, I'm happy to do that. Feel free to message me if you'd rather talk through it that way. Just a reminder that Thursday night is our masterclass, and I think it is perfect for exactly what I've just been talking about, managing your mind, focusing on what you can control. And then I believe it's a week from Wednesday is April 1st. That will be our April goal setting and our March reflection. Okay, talk to you guys soon.